You know, I was looking at one of the headlines in the newspapers, oh, William Ruto is traveling again. You know, I wish they knew the kind of schedule that I have. You know, I wish they knew what I've come to do. You know, I have not come here as a tourist. I have not come here to waste time. I have come here pointedly to make sure that we achieve certain things. Just for the record, I am the chief diplomat of our country. You know, people want to know what does Kenya stand for. You know, I was in Brussels, and there were two fundamental things that I wanted out of Brussels. Number one, we have an economic partnership agreement that is working, that has a bit of a problem. I needed to agree with them on how we don't disrupt and how we recruit the rest of the countries of the East African community, so that by 2031, when we need to scale up that agreement, we don't run into trouble. Number two, we needed to sort out something on data adequacy. Why data adequacy? You know, technology is the next arena. And data is a very important part of what is going to happen next. Technology, whether you're talking about artificial intelligence, whether you're talking about cybersecurity that will come with it, or whether you're talking about the whole technology space. We've been discussing this with the EU, but I had to come so that we agree with them, and I'm very happy that we secured an agreement that by September this year, going into August, we will have a framework. It will be taken to the EU Parliament, and hopefully by early next year, Kenya will be as good as any European country. Okay? So I had to speak to the Commission, I had to speak to the Council, I went to Parliament at the EU, just to let them understand what is Kenya's perspective and what is Kenya's ask. It can only be done at my level if we want results. And it's part of my KPI as a president. It's part of my job to do it. Number two, I came to Norway because there are two fundamental things that we need to achieve out of Norway. Number one, Norway is a very big shipping, in fact, the largest shipping companies are out of Norway. And Kenya is slowly becoming a maritime country. We have never used our Kenyan coast as efficiently as we should, you know? So, and I have taken the decision, I did at the State Department for blue economy intentionally, because we can actually scale up our revenues from the blue economy from about 20 billion Kenya shillings to 120 billion Kenya shillings if we do the right thing. We can double it 6 times. We can, you know, increase it 6 times. And that is why I took the decision that we need to engage. One of the companies there, I don't know who was there with me, Musalia, you were there with me. Waziri, you were there with me, Lee. They said themselves that the Kenyan workforce is better than any they have come across. They said the Jomo Kenyatta JKUAT produces some of the best graduates in blue economy. It was not me saying, it was industry giving testimony. And we needed to create the correct connection. And that is why I came. And then secondly, as part of our energy generation, we need investment. And one of the countries that has the largest sovereign wealth fund is Norway. They have $2 trillion of resources. One, we needed to understand how they got there, because we are now doing our own sovereign wealth fund as a country. In fact, We are now going through the process of public participation. We should be able to have our own sovereign wealth fund in the next month or so. And you know, I met the Minister for Finance, and he told me something phenomenal. He told me the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Norway was put in place when he was Minister for Finance then. That is 30 years ago. In 30 years, their Sovereign Wealth Fund has grown from zero to $2 trillion. One generation. So when I tell you guys, it's possible to move Kenya from a third world country to a first world country in one generation, you don't need a miracle. You just need to have a good plan. And you can do it. Norway has done it, right? And they are ready to invest in our energy space because they are already investing in geothermal. They have invested in Lake Turkana wind power. They have invested in Globlex that is doing something in Menengai. And their ask of us was, how do we make it work faster? They are willing to deploy their resources to generate the energy we so much need. So we are building networks that will help us achieve what we are looking for. And of course, I came to Finland because it is important for us to build a solid relationship, especially on human capital. And today we had a most consequential meeting with Nokia. Nokia is going to work with us on data centers. We already are working with Huawei. We are already working with Ericsson. But Nokia has a better footprint for us. And that is why I asked the president of this country that and Nokia was kind. They actually did not just host us, they hosted our business meeting. That is where I was with these many great people here. This is our tech companies. All these people are very rich. These people have a lot of money. Equity Bank is here. I don't know who is here, and all the good guys are here. So, including this good man here with a beard. And we want them to plug in. Sit down, ladies and gentlemen. We want them, we want to open doors for them. And I was telling them, government can sign agreements. We can sign memoranda of understanding, but it is companies who sign contracts. They are the ones who turn the agreements we sign into products, into business. That is their business. I open the door, they do what they have to do, Kenya is a stable country. And I can tell you without fear of any contradiction, we are transforming our nation. And we are doing so unapologetically. I will tell you 5 things as to what has happened the last 3 years. Number 1, our economy was really beaten because of the COVID issues, because we had huge debts, because we had difficulties with inflation, we had difficulties with foreign exchange. But we've had to make some very tough decisions, some very difficult ones. Today, I can confirm to you that our economy is in a much more firmer position than we were 3 years ago. Our inflation has come down from 9.6 it has come down actually to 2.8. It's because of the challenges we've had with Iran it has gone up to about 5.7. But we've brought down inflation. We've increased our foreign exchange reserves from about $5.7 billion to now $13 billion. We've managed to slow down interest rates, and today our economy is $142 billion as our GDP. We are now the 6th largest economy in Africa.